Here I am again to reflect on how lab went this week for me. It went really well. I wasn't in class on Monday. I was in the hospital, and of course, I learned so much while I was there, observing. And I've already shared some of what I learned. But on Wednesday, when I did go into class for lab, I was able to see Sam was kind enough to show us what they did on during Monday's lab, which was super important. As far as maneuvering when you're in an acute care setting, that patient that is utilizing a rolling walker and has an IV pole, and when you're trying to bring that wheelchair along. So I learned the technique that Miss Anderson showed us. I really liked it, how it was kind of like push the IV pole, always keeping your hand on the patient and pull that wheelchair. So just one continuous, motion. I was also thinking that when it was Lisa's turn, I was so impressed with her because, she was really problem solving, how to get her patient in safely through the doorway, how to get to the door, how to get there and safely open the door while keeping her body mechanics in place. And so I remember a word in one of the books, I can't even tell you which book, but it just really stuck with me, was fluid intelligence. And seeing the acute care facility on Monday, that is definitely something that I think is going to be very important in that setting, because Lisa literally demonstrated that to me. She was just really working through, what was going on, how to get through that door, and she was just, she hadn't done that before, but she was working through it. So that's what I was thinking this week in lab. Of course, we always learn so much. I wish I could just write everything down, but the things that I did well during the lab, I did two things well, I think. I really focused on my safety. This week I had we were in a group of three, so there's always a lot of talking and everybody's sharing ideas, but I kind of try to stay present and aware of my safety, because that was something that I had said I wanted to really work on last week, my body mechanics, and I did that. I did my best to do that. I did that. I was more present and aware of my safety this week. During our we during our time where we were going to create our intervention, I I did, I think I really tried my very best to work through activity analysis with my team members, and I think we did a good job of that. We really tried everything that we were saying, and of course we were discovering, okay, that doesn't work, okay, that doesn't work, okay, let's recreate it, let's do it again. And so I think that sometimes it's so easy just to say, oh, I think this will work, but really it won't, because we haven't tried it. And so that was something that I think I did well. The things that I could have done better, I had some trouble remembering my hip precautions, and we worked on hip precautions a lot last semester and the one before that, so I was kind of worried about that. I get kind of intimidated by the three approaches, and I think that I know I'm going to be working with patients who are experiencing this, condition, and so I want to work on doing a better job, as far as not trying to remember things per se, but I want to try to really do some research and try to jog my memory as far as the different approaches, why those precautions are so important. I think I have it in the back of my head. I couldn't bring it out during lab for some reason. I was kind of intimidated by that. Today I learned the basic do and don'ts of total knee replacement precautions, and we hadn't worked on knees before, so it was really cool to get to work on that. We got picked for knees, and our occupation, we had occupation, and it should have been sensory, so we got to role play and do activity analysis and just kind of help someone. And I got to learn, how we should educate and train our patients who have had a total knee replacement, and so that was kind of cool. Next lab, I will try to not be so nervous, because I find that I get nervous when I have to present, or when I have to be the therapist, and I don't know why I still do that, but I'm gonna try to be, try to do that better next lab, I think. Um, I think I'm good. I'm more interested in learning about, once again, this goes back to my interest in working with the elder population, and learning more about, like I said, the hip, approaches. Also, just learning more about patients who have gone through the cabbage. I was able to remember those precautions, and I really, really liked how Beth and Kate demonstrated adhering to those precautions. Um, I can definitely see myself using everything that we did during lab. We didn't get to present, but I can definitely see myself helping someone through their hip precautions, their total knee replacement precautions, someone who's been through, cabbage, definitely, and the best ways to help them and to protect them. And so that's my journal for this week. I learned so much. Um, I was just so taken aback by how close together PT and OT work together in the hospital. That's something that we've heard time and time again from our professors, but man, it blew me away how it's just so, they're so respectful. The people that I got to observe are so respectful, and just, going in and doing what they need to do to help the patient, and maybe, going in and getting the piece that OT needs, going in getting the piece that PT needs. And that also helped me in lab this week. Just being, trying to be more considerate, of my team members, you know what I mean? And just trying to always be supportive in their ideas, because we're all learning. And I really, that's the, I think that's one of the big things that I learned from going to the hospital, how to work as a team. And that's always hard when, everybody's trying to, to do different things, and everybody's got different personalities, and everybody's, looking at things differently. And so I'm learning that through this program. I think of myself as a considerate person, but, I'm learning how to even be more considerate towards other people, towards my teammates, because I want to be that person when I actually, graduate, and I'm out there working in the field. Brenda, I want you to be a great team player. I want you to be considerate. I want you to be supportive, and, be the best therapeutic practitioner you can be, the best evidence-based practitioner that you can be, and the most, empathetic and knowledgeable for your patients. So that is my journal for the week, and I think that's it. Thanks so much.